What's up, y'all? Chris Lotus here. Hope you're doing all right. For those of you that caught my community post explaining why this particular video is coming out late, first of all, those of you that sent the well wishes, I appreciate it. I am doing better now that I got my sleep schedule back on track because I did fumble it horribly this past weekend. And so, yep, finally here, and we're going to talk about Kim Dong-hwan, which for me, when I first saw that this had been uploaded, I was like, what? Because it was a total curveball, because Kim, his sons, like, they weren't hinted at all, honestly. And I don't want to get too much into that. I want to save this for the latter portion of this video, because thanks to this reveal, there's definitely going to be an update to the board. So yeah, but let's just get right into this trailer. Usually what I do before these is I give my personal thoughts about the character in question. Kim Dong-hwan is never really a top favorite of mine. I prefer his brother more so. But like I said, all the characters have been looking pretty good in City of the Wolves so far, so maybe, just maybe, this trailer might change my mind. And for the record, even though it's been out for a minute, I have not watched it. I wanted to save it. Like, anytime I do these, I try to save it for the recording so it's a genuine first impression, unless otherwise, because there are times, I'm pretty sure I forgot which one, where I've told you all I've already seen it, but we're going to watch it again. Not this case. I was going to save this for this recording, so let's get right into it.
You can be my warm-up. Come on, let's go.
His English voice, kind of what I would imagine he would sound like with an English dub. Now, I did share this trailer with one of my close friends, and he did say he was digging the music on this, and I can see why. This really nice kind of raw 80s hard rock sound or whatnot, like 90s hard rock. I like that. Electro Kim, as I've heard him called many times before. Good God. Yeah, he's gonna be popular. Very much in line with his personality, like he's a total showman, and like honestly, man, I could already see him being a popular pick like day one or whatnot. He was a pretty popular pick, I think, in Garo. Now I think about it. What'd he say? I just like how he said that. I caught that. I caught that. Like I said, ever the showman. The little taunt at the end there. I don't know if like that's like his taunt or probably just they infused it or like it's part of like the super or whatnot. But regardless, yeah. Here comes the banger. Game is pretty. All right, hold on a minute.
City of the Wolves.
Where you at? Come on, show it, show it, show it. There it is. Okay, I was looking for that. So he is going to be part of the 17 base characters. Okay, thank you. Because if he was in the season pass, of course, one of these would have been revealed. Like, and I don't think. Nah, let me see. Nope. Because you know sometimes like they'll throw up like a graphic and they'll have like a little animation to update it or whatnot. Okay, so he is part of the base 17 characters. Okay. Now I know where to take this from here. Like I said earlier, I'm actually more of a fan of Kim Jae-hoon, but Kim Dong-hwan does look very fun, very flashy, very showy. And again, I could see him definitely being a popular pick there. I know a lot of people have been debating about whether or not we were going to get the brothers or Kim. Well, it seems like it's kind of set in stone. And since I'm talking about the brothers, all right, so the board. And it's so crazy because before I cut it down after we had learned how many characters we were getting in this game, I had the Kim Bros on the board. And I fell for the whole 2 summer 2025 characters and thinking that that was gonna be them. I freaking had it. And I took it off the board. Dang it. So, seeing again that they didn't reveal him as a part of Season Pass 1, he's obviously a base roster character. And I'm not gonna get back into the semantics of this whole Season Pass thing. Like, no, the base game. I know the special edition is what we're gonna get, but still, with those Season Pass 1 characters, we're gonna be waiting a while for them. That's why I don't consider them base roster. We're gonna get them in a package, but they're not base roster. But anyways, I'm convinced, of course, seeing that Kim Dong-hwan is base roster, his brother Kim Jae-hoon is likely not too far behind him. Like, I'm pretty sure he's guaranteed to be main roster. Like, why would you have one without the other? I know I've given the example with the Kazama brothers in Samurai Showdown, but this is a different scenario. Especially when those two, the Kazama brothers that is, were the main protagonists. This was their story. They weren't really the focus of the Samurai Showdown 7 story, so obviously you could get away with packaging them in different passes, you know what I'm saying? In this case, it seems like a guarantee that it's going to be both brothers on the main roster. So, with that being said, given that little bit of information, I'm gonna have to cut 2 characters from my main roster prediction. And before I get to that, I do also want to address one other thing that I caught wind of in that trailer, and that is the stage. I know this whole stage theory has been a very popular talking point among some people who are hyped for City of the Wolves, and they're thinking that every single character is going to have their own stage. This seems to kinda sorta debunk that. Maybe. Because of course, if you look at this trailer, Rock Stage is the one that's shown. This is Rock Stage. This has been confirmed. So what's up with that possibly? I do think that perhaps a new stage will be shown when Kim Jae-hoon gets revealed. I'm fairly confident when Kim Jae-hoon gets revealed, Kim Dong-hwan is basically going to be the one he's beaten up on. So maybe there is going to be where the Kim Bros stage is going to be revealed, and I guess they're going to share one. Which, I mean, yeah, everybody's going to have a stage still, but like, not everybody individually having their own stage. At least that's how I think it might happen. And since I know it has definitely been the biggest mystery when it comes to this whole stage theory thing, but no, I personally do not think that the amusement park stage is for either of the Kim Bros. I highly doubt it. So which 2 am I going to remove from the board? I am going to choose Andy and Joe. Now, as much as people have been getting on my case about the whole Season Pass 1 thing and the fact that it's packaged with the special edition, which is going to be the edition that most people are going to buy, that whole thing, that whole concept needs to actually be brought back here. Because some people are probably going to think like, how in the world are you going to have this game without Andy and Joe? They're veterans. Well, perhaps SNK is thinking that since we have a Season Pass full of DLC characters packaged with this game, perhaps, you know, you're not really excluding them by having them in that pass. I know the idea of Joe and Andy being DLC is kind of weird, but I mean, there's no standard version of this game. Like, the special edition is the standard version. So I'm pretty sure they're going to lean on the idea that, you know, you already paid for all the characters, so in essence, we really didn't cut them, which, I mean, that's okay, I guess. Andy and Joe are not really top favorite characters of mine, so it'll be kind of a whatever type of deal. Like, right now, I'm already satisfied with the Season Pass because of the 2 guest characters, so 2 characters that I'm kind of meh about, that's fine. But that does make me wonder about one other thing, but I will get to that later. I do want to go back to something that I've mentioned several times when talking about the roster of this game, or at least something that I've always personally believed, and that is the fact that I've always mentioned that the roster was going to be a mixture of old school and new. And I mean, it technically kinda is. I know some people probably may have wanted more old school Fatal Fury characters, but there was always going to be more of a lean towards the new school, given that it's basically still mostly Rock's story, since we're going off from Garo. So, I mean, obviously, a lot of people have been talking about most of this roster was going to be the Garo roster, of course, with some cuts like, for instance, Grant, who, of course, is being basically replaced, or has Vox Reaper as a stand-in, however you want to put it. It was going to be the case. I almost feel like, and I'm jumping ahead again, I'm kind of just spitballing or whatnot, but I feel like SNK is going to be leaning heavily into the nostalgia, obviously in some ways when you think about it, when it comes to future season passes, which they've already confirmed 3. So, just saying. So with all that being said, what I'm going to do with the board is I'm going to take Andy and Joe off my base roster prediction, and I'm going to add the Kim Bros. Welcome back. With all that being said, thanks to this trailer and thanks to what it's done with my thought process as far as like predicting this roster, even though I usually do not predict DLC when it comes to these types of predictions or whatnot, the mere nature of how SNK has packaged this and seeing where this recent reveal has taken me, far as taking 2 characters that have been extensively teased for this game off of the base roster, just logically speaking, okay, we're gonna have to bring the season pass in here. We're gonna have to, because that is where I'm gonna put Andy Bogard and Joe Higashi. I think I've already pretty much hinted at this earlier, but officially, putting it out there officially, Andy Bogard, Joe Higashi, the other 2 characters in Season Pass 1. I already explained this earlier. This is not your normal, at least not 100% your normal usual Season Pass of DLC, at least far as, again, the packaging. We're gonna have to wait for these characters, but still, they're all packaged within a special edition of the game, which is pretty much the standard edition of this game. And you know what? I do like this packaging, even if, you know, so far 2 characters I'm hyped for and 2 that I'm kind of meh about. But with that being said, you're probably wondering, do I have any predictions for the 5th DLC character? Honestly, I was kind of drawing a blank, but now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot about the whole Cristiano Ronaldo thing, to be honest. That's not a swipe at him, it's just, again, I'm not into football like that, both kinds of football, but I just thought about it, because I was about to leave you on a whole, well, I don't know about that. I cannot see them hyping up this collaboration in the matter that they've done it just to push it to season 2 or something. Like even at this point, I am unsure of what type of role Cristiano Ronaldo is going to play with this game. Like, I've heard people saying like he'll be a playable character, which, I mean, it would be far from the first time that there's a guest character based on a real person. Like, the first example that pops into my head right off the bat is old Bobby Ologun, or Bobby Strong as he was called, in Power Instinct Match or Melee. So I mean, it could definitely happen. It's just Bobby Ologun was an MMA fighter. So I mean, integrating him into the game, and not to mention his celebrity status over in Japan, I could see that just being like an easy incorporation. Cristiano Ronaldo, as far as I'm concerned, just like a football guy. I mean, I'm not saying the guy can't fight or anything. It's just, I'm wondering how they're gonna go about that. I really am. But at the end of the day, I really don't have a prediction for the 5th character in Season Pass 1. I still don't know if it's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo himself. Is there like a new character in this game where he's gonna basically voice them or something, or portray them, maybe do motion capture? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. But with that being said, that is the updates I have to my prediction board. What did you think about Kim Dong-hwan? Like, how many Kim Dong-hwan fans I got? Do you prefer his brother, and are you more hyped for him like I am? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, I am the Chris Lotus, signing off. You all take care of yourselves, be safe out there, be cool to each other, stay hydrated, and please, 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 don't be like me. Keep your sleep schedule in check. Don't underestimate how much sleep you actually need to function. Just saying. See ya.